Welcome back, everyone. Going to the second half here of Court of Swords, episode 136. Adam, what's going on?
Well, I turn that question over to you. What is the plan here, friends? What are you going to do? Do you need to convince Vani of a particular course of action, or are you going to go scout out, see if you can find out where this captain is and his men? You have some options.
Well, I think maybe it comes back to us sitting around.
Yeah.
10 pillars, smoking his pipe. I'm probably finishing off Berg's noodles. Ramus is sitting there thinking. I stop like mid-chew. So how are we finding this general? Whoever, Ramus. You said you knew where they were after Gravedirt, but can you find them with some magic? Takes another bite.
Let me double check. I don't think.
As Ramus consults his memory.
Yes,
Yeah, I think what you know about this captain, this Southern Wind, is the last time we heard about him, he was trying to recruit dwarves. He was up in the mountains trying to gather up some extra reinforcement.
That's who we were supposed to go kill after we went and saw Yodazo's dad, right?
Yeah, Gravedirt was like, if you wanna be my lover, you got to go kill my friends. So she was offering it up as an opportunity, go find this thorn in my side,
right,
and murder him, and that would be cool. I'd be into it.
Yes, he was in the mountains recruiting. That'd be a good place to start, is where she told us to go. But it's been a while. He could still be in the area. May there be tracks leading back to where they're pulling up.
What if you ask your dragon friend?
She might help.
We're gonna need her on our cause. Sorry. Also, if we're gonna blow this forest up, she might have a thing or two to say about that.
Yes. Good points. But yeah, mountains. We could start there. That'd be the best spot.
Yeah, you're already kind of in the vicinity. It's interesting because if there is somebody out here in the mountains digging around looking for allies, eventually they're going to stumble on the fortress anyway. Yeah. So if you want to protect the fortress from hiding, finding him in advance would be a nice way to keep that from happening, but so you can get a read on the dude. Yeah. So do you want to, you could, if you wanted to, you can just set out into the mountains because you're in the same general vicinity. You knew she was pretty close. If you want to get everybody together, you just go out to the mountains. We can make some survival checks. You could search around and see if you can find evidence as to where this dude is, or where they've gone at least.
Do we want to tell Berg about our plans first before we set out?
Yeah, I guess it would be a good idea.
Rather than just leaving without him. See you, Berg.
We'll need him anyways.
Well, 10 pillars, I'm not making you an errand boy, but do you want to go see about Berg, and me and Ramus can go speak with Bahath?
That's fine. Ramus. It always helps me before I'm set out to do a complicated task or anything of that nature, to lay it out step by step. So starting from now,
yes,
till the end, lay out the plan for me.
We start by recruiting armies locally. First, we have the Court of Swords. We go for them, try to recruit them if we can, or at least get them to move back to the capital so the northern capital be reinforced. Two, we gather any scattered people in the area we can for a militia and push them to the north. Evacuate people. We can use the Embers to help with this. We need to move everyone in this area north and build a wall to hold the undead at the bay while we then go and recruit more allies. We have to convince then the Court of Coins, the Court of Wands, what's left of it, and the Court of Cups to help carry the army past the undead horde straight to the capital on the other side. The three-pronged plan, at least for me. There's little details on each step, but
That last part, you're suggesting to take the people that we've gathered and move them through the occupied territories to the Court of Cups and ask them to use their ships. Is that right?
well, either A, we attack on both ends and push the horde back to the southern capital and then have them bombard the other side. Or we could take a force around the horde and land on the shores of the southern coast and attack the city behind the walls and go straight for the Necromancer King.
Well, might be a hard sell. I see where your plan is. See what the merit of it. I like the idea of attacking from the north of the Court of Coins and then ferrying people, so to speak, soldiers and the like, to the south and catching them from the back, taking back the capital of the Court of Coins, or Court of Swords, excuse me. That might serve to split their armies, have them fighting on two fronts. But convincing the Court of Coins or the sailors of the Court of Cups to help us, I can tell you their first reaction is going to be that the dead don't swim, or something of that nature. So they're not being threatened.
We'll have plenty of time to figure out a reason to get them on our cause between now and then, 10 Pillars. I think it's wise to look towards the future, but who's to say that they're even alive then?
Very true. I do like the first course of action. I think that's has many benefits to us, gathering up the remains of the Court of Swords, if only so they can tell their story. What happened. They will be believed. They're soldiers, after all.
I would hope.
I respect your caution, 10 Pillars. It's warranted. But you greatly undersell your abilities. You are one of the toughest, most shrewdest negotiators I've ever met in my life. If there's anyone in this world that can convince these people to do anything, it's you. You have knowledge and technique that I would only dream of.
I would
you,
say
Maharib, are a fighting force too. There's a lot of power in this room to change the world. We just have to go out there and do it.
I'm not sure after that little speech there's going to be enough butter left for your bread, Ramus Krill. But I understand what you're saying. And I think it's a good start. And starting at least is something. So, is anyone going to remain here with Hoth? Make sure that the fire doesn't start burning without our no or our say so.
I I think Vani can keep it under control while we deal with the soldier situation, at least for a little while.
Hmm.
Not too long, but just enough.
It won't take that long to traverse the mountains. We only need one of you there. Berg and someone else can stay behind. Unless you
Hmm.
think the meet opposition from the Court of Swords
Well,
army.
I'm reminded of a parable that's told amongst our people that thou shalt not breaketh thy group.
God damn you.
I mean, what's weird and funny about that is they're actually like Dan's making a joke, but there's actually like a reason for that. So 4 is a sacred number, and if you remove one of the like pillars, the thing collapses, right? So there are 4 of you working in harmony. There's no reason to try to split it because that would lead to a 3-wheeled wagon, right? So there's some interesting, like, the joke actually holds, which is cool. But yeah, that is a concern, right? Like, yeah, 10 pillars. Like, Maharib, you're pretty confident you could find the soldiers,
Yeah, I
right?
figured
Because
as much.
you know the mountains pretty well, and yeah, you figured it wouldn't be too hard. It might take some time, but you could get there. And 10 pillars could do the negotiating. So the 2 of you could go do that thing while Berg and Ramus stay here and keep an eye on Bahath. But it is dangerous, right? It's like if you just go the 2 of you, you run into trouble, or if something bad happens. But it also lets you do 2 things at once, right? So, yeah.
Let's go speak with Bahath. Tell Berg the plan, 10 pillars. See if you can get Vani on board. We'll figure out who goes into the mountains after that. We still have time to think on this. We're not committed 100%. Just keep that in mind.
Very well.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So you go to find Bahath. Do you grab Berg along the way, or is it just the 3
Well,
of you go to see
me
Bahath?
and Ramus are going to Bahath, and 10 Pillars is going to find Berg and Vani and present them with the plan.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's stick with Maharib and Ramus then. Let's go see Bahath. So when you go to find Bahath, she is down. They're down back where they always are. They're in that dwarven room or whatever. But when you get there, you find that Awut is already there with Bahath. So you come into the hall. You're embraced by the superheated air and the warm glow of the lava as you enter the dwarven vault. And the 2 of them are having a conversation at the other end of the room as you come in.
Okay, I think there's maybe like a split second jump back to the traverse down here.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, and it's just me and Ramus talking. And I just ask him, this might be the last time I have a chance to talk to Bahath. So if you don't mind, I'm going to be asking him about the history the 2 of us have. From his mouth, I'd rather hear it than your magic.
I'm curious as to, well, is this important to you?
It's important that I hear it from someone that's not heaven. Don't take that the wrong way.
I understand. If it's important to you, then I will help you.
I'm not
I'll
looking
try to
to
control
upset him. Her.
I know. I trust you.
Otherwise, the plan is to convince her to make the volcano go off, draw in the army, all of the above.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. In order to get a large force across the north, we'll need a huge distraction in the south. And what better than volcano boiling everyone alive in the temple?
This should be easy enough. And I think it jumps back into us walking in the room with Awut.
That makes sense. Yeah, and then you walk into the room. And so Awut is saying, my Lord Bahath, we expect somewhere between 100 and 200 more to come and join our ranks by the time everyone's returned. It's going to take some weeks because, of course, they're coming back at different times from different places. But I want to be prepared. So I've had someone check into the stockpiles, and we should have enough food for... Oh, my Lord? And Bahath turns and then turns back to Awut and is like, Awut, you're boring me. Get out of here. And Awut is like, yes, Lord. And looks at the group of you.
Does he walk by us as he's leaving?
Yeah, he bows deeply to Bahath and then turns to walk past you as the two of you come in.
I think as he walks by,
he looks upset.
Okay.
Something's bothering him. Yeah.
As he walks by, I'll like put my arm out and like slap him on one side of the shoulder, and then like go to shake his hand to say like, "Hey, it's good to see you" or whatever.
Yeah.
I
It looks
pull
like he
him in.
hasn't. It looks like he hasn't slept in a while. His there's like dark circles under his eyes, and like he looks his hair's all greasy. He looks a little bit ragged.
Okay. Yeah, I pull him in and just say, "We'll talk soon." And then
And he nods and says, of course, I'm very, very, very busy. So let me know in advance, and I'll try to find a few moments here or there. I have to go and check the stores. I'm sorry, Ramus, my apologies. And he kind of like side shuffles past you and then walks away back up to the second level.
yeah, I think as he's walking away, I give Ramus a 1,000-yard look, and then turn my gaze towards Bahath and start walking towards them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you walk up and Bahath sees the two of you and he says, good. You always bring me something interesting. What is it this time?
Ramus, you want to tell her?
Well, do your business first. She might get distracted when I tell her mine.
Fair enough. Bahath, we need to talk about our past. You seem to remember some.
What do you mean, our past? Do you mean you and I, Maharib?
That's what I've been told, yes. I don't remember any of it.
It's a shame. I wish that you could. It was glorious. I've begun to remember some of that time, and while I still hated being confined to that form, our pact was made fairly, and you did not disappoint. But you can't be here for me to regale you with tales of your own barbarism, can you? You might want your priest to leave the room. I don't know if these are the kinds of things you're allowed into heaven for.
They've already seen them all. I don't remember a thing. I'm here to confirm what they told me. I don't believe... I look at Ramus and look back. I don't believe heaven's word. I believe yours, oddly enough.
Well, it's nice to hear. It's good to be trusted. And when she says trusted, she looks at Ramus like, ha ha, your friend is my friend now.
Does she
He
drop her
doesn't trust
guard at
you."
all?
She just gives like a snide look at Ramus. Whether she's like on guard or not, it's hard to tell. I mean, you do have that ability where you could look at her and try to see if you could beat her in a fight.
I think that's only that's a different subclass, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's only battle
Didn't you?
I had it at one
Okay.
time.
I was gonna say I thought we had a move, but yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, she looks over at Ramus, kind of like, well, that's interesting. See how it goes. And then she turns back to you, Maharib, and she says, "What do you want me to tell you? That you are a murderer? Certainly, you know that. You killed innocent people. Who hasn't?
For what reason?
Part of your
though?
strength. For what reason? What do you mean reason?
There had to
Our
have been a
bloodshed
goal.
had. She shakes her head. No, that was what was beautiful about it. Our bloodshed was, well, it paid to keep you and those close to you alive and allowed you your moments of respite between battles. But for me, and I suspect for you too, Maharib, The real thrill was the battle itself. Severing of limbs, bathing in blood, the destruction, the screams, the smell of smoke, viscera. You can't tell me you don't feel it when you're in battle now. That thing coiled around your heart only loosens when you kill. Or have you forgotten that too?
I fight for a different cause, I guess, now. Was there one back then, or was it simply just murder? Mercenary work.
Mercenary work was an excuse. I could see the truth of you. You may pretend now. I remember. I hope you will too. Those were glorious times, Maharib. You're a distorted shadow of who you used to be.
Have you had any memories of the village and my brother? Why I was kicked out?
Shakes her head. No. I think these things are coming back to me in significance. All I remember about your people is a pact we made. I can't remember if it was with you or some shaman. I'm sure it'll come to me in time.
Let me know if it does.
She smiles. Are you sure? What if you find out something you don't like?
Then I find out something I don't like. I can live with my past.
Easy to say when you don't remember it.
Yeah, just kind of nod and become silent. Maybe Ramus just starts talking. or picks up the slack.
Yeah. So Ramus, during this interchange, is there anything that you're doing? Are you studying either of them or anything you're paying close attention to particularly? Or are you just waiting and then when you feel that pause, you jump in?
I'm curious. Looking at her and seeing if she's lying about not remembering, or if she's lying
Yeah.
about the tale she's telling. Yeah, she
I
seems
think
like
you can
she's.
make an insight check. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, she's being weird, but it's hard to tell with her what is up.
13-ish.
Okay. Yeah, 13. Yeah, you can't, it doesn't seem like this is how she acts when she's lying. This is more just her being arrogant, right? You know, she's like,
Mhm.
this is how it is. Like I remember whatever is most interesting for me. She doesn't seem like she's lying, but she's also not admitting that she doesn't remember things. She probably doesn't remember them as clearly as she's pretending to. But everything she's saying is just to try to get a reaction out of Maharib, really.
Well, let's see. We have a plan. And if that plan works, you might get to burn things and destroy.
Puts her hands out like fucking finally. It's been like I've been alive for like 3 days and I have not burned anyone alive yet, and it's driving me crazy.
Well, we're going on a little mission. And when we get back, if all goes well, we will have a target for you. Your first target to annihilate. But while we're gone, it might be a good idea just to practice your your ability, make sure your bonfire is strong and burning bright. We know it burns bright all the time, but just make sure it's burning at its brightest.
I want to know more.
Well, I'll give you a taste. thousands and thousands of people and things burning in agony, roaring at their disrespect to Himix, regretting every decision they made to not bask in the glorious fire of his lordship. But I'll give you the rest of it when we get back. I just need you to hold out a little bit longer, and then you will burn bright.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay, I'll use my inspiration on this.
Can I help by doing?
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
23.
I was gonna say, can I help by doing interpretive dance to this?
So she leans back and like Mahari, Ramus is treating her like a little kid. Like, honey, mom and dad have to go to Dallas for the weekend. You're gonna stay with your auntie, and when we get back, you can have a chocolate bar. And she's like, I don't know, but you can only have a chocolate bar if you practice your piano. I hate practicing my piano, but she's like, chocolate bar though. So, and in the end, Mahari, you watch this, and Bahath like folds her arms over her chest, and then they're like, how long are you going to be gone?
Just a couple cycles of the sun. Just a few cycles of the sun. And you should see us return. And then we'll have your target.
And when you come back, this conflagration you promised me, we can do it?
If all goes well, then yes. You should be able to burn bright.
What if you don't come back? Then what?
Ramus Krill always comes back. Nothing keeps me dead.
And she kind of like blinks and she looks at Mahari like, whoa, check out this guy. And she looks back at Ramus and she says, appreciate your attitude. I understand you and Agni have some history on that matter. Well, fine. Go. Do your errand. But in a few days, if you're not back, there'll be trouble. I grow tired of waiting.
Oh, I grow tired too. We will return. Maharib, let us be off.
There's a look of like, the fuck did you just say to me?
Maharib,
You look like
my bags.
giving you an I'm sorry look.
Yeah, like, can we just play along?
I think I look at Ramus, I look back at Bahath, and I just turn around and start walking out of the room.
Yeah, and as you leave, we see Bahath like just imagining what could be. Like, is it am I gonna get a puppy? Is it gonna be a bicycle? What's gonna happen? I'm so excited. So she's just like imagining all of the people she could light on fire as you leave the room.
Yeah, we start walking upstairs. Well, that went pretty well.
Well, I think I bought us a little bit more time.
I'm worried about a Woot. We should maybe check in. He
didn't look well.
He didn't look well. Let's see if we can find
I have some training in medicine. See if I can help.
All right.
He looked like Berg did for a really long time when Max couldn't get rid of that like third level of exhaustion.
Exhausted, yeah.
Yeah.
So about 40 episodes
just looks like,
there in the middle of Court of Swords. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we try to go find a Woot, and I think maybe transition over to Berg.
Yeah, and so
while
I was gonna say, while you do that, Berg and Vani, I think you end up helping her move a bunch of her stuff into what was clearly the former old woman's like room, the Eldritch Mother. It's bigger. It's got more like ritual stuff around. There is a set of like stone chests in one corner, and she's just moving all of her stuff in, and so you're kind of helping her. And I think 10 Pillars, if you go looking, you don't find them in Berg's room. You don't find them at Vani's room. But somebody gives you some member of the community who's still around. Some kid is like, I saw them go that way, and you go to the former
boy.
You there? Where's my orc friend? You find Berg and Vani. I guess the question is, are you like sitting and having tea? Are you putting furniture away for her?
Always sitting and having tea.
Are you in the middle of something when 10 Pillars
We're in the
arrives?
middle of
Like,
I'm just being silly. Yeah,
Like,
I guess
we're
I'm just
writing
helping her
each
like
other
move stuff. She's probably like instructing me to move something here, put that there. I'll just, I guess, continuing our conversation that we've been having.
So yeah, 10 Pillars, when you walk around the corner, you hear Vani say, no, a little to the left. Okay, up. Yeah, right there. And then you hear Berg like grunt loudly, and then there's a thump.
And you hear like 10 Pillars like just tap outside, like without even coming in. It's like tap on the door frame. Tap, tap. Like with his pipe probably,
so
because it
Vani-
makes a louder sound like tap, 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 tap.
Yeah, Vani looks at you, Berg, like, are you expecting somebody? And then without waiting for a response, she says, who is it?
10 Pillars of Gold. If I'm interrupting something, I will come back later.
No, it's fine. Come on in. We're just arranging furniture.
Oh, very well. I walk in.
Okay, yeah. So you come in and you see a room that's sort of in the middle of being moved into. And yeah, Berg has just set down like an armoire or something. Nothing in this room matches. It's all like mismatched furniture.
Yeah,
and she looks over. She looks over at you, and she gestures. She's like, "What do you think?"
Just to be your new chambers?
She nods.
It suits you.
She smiles and says, I guess it was an inevitability. You apprenticed to the Eldritch Mother. She, I don't know the word in common, dies. She is dead. And then now me. I'm so one step at a time. Today, moving into my new room. Berg's been helping me.
Vani, I'm going to tell you something because I'm okay. This is going to sound stupid. She's human, right?
It depends on what you consider human. She is a genasi.
Okay.
But you can be
Humanoid?
born a human and become a genasi. She's a fire genasi.
How
You
long
can
do
be
they
born
live?
a human and become a genasi, or you can be born a genasi, depending. Like human lifespan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking
It's
someone
like
who has
23 or 24, I think.
gone from a low position to a high position, I'll tell you this. You're not going to know what you're doing the first few days. In fact, you might not know what you're doing for a while. Just want you to know that's normal. Once you get into a new position of rank or power, you'll be lost for a little bit. It gets easier.
And she nods, and she says, "It's okay. I have help." She taps her head.
I should like to talk to you at some point. I don't know if we'll ever have the opportunity, but I'm vastly curious about how that feels to have someone living up there with you, or whatever you call it.
She shares a look with Berg when 10 Pillars says that. Yeah, she looks at Berg and then back at you.
Anyway, getting on to matters of business. Berg, we've come up with a plan of sorts of what to do next and an idea of what to do in the future. But the immediate plan is that a couple of us, we haven't decided who yet, are going to go search out the remnants of the Court of Swords. There is a... Were you there for that conversation that we had? There's a small
When you
group
say
of
that,
the court.
when you say remnants of the Court of Swords, Vani makes like kind of a sour face.
And I look at her. I don't like them much either. But there's a bigger threat to be dealt with, and we've got to put some things aside for the more important causes. And frankly, I'll take any allies we can get against the army of the Necromancer King Gravedirt, even if it's the soldiers of the Court of Swords. We're going to gather them up. We're going to gather as many people as we can. Hopefully, convince them that where they're staying, or, well, convince them of the danger that is approaching, and group them up. Try and get as many fighting peoples as we can, motivated and trained. Hopefully, if we get enough of a following, then the word of our recruitment will spread. We might have a chance against this army. It's grim, but there is hope. But Ramus Krill and Maharib are talking to Hoth right now. We're all going to meet up and decide who stays here and who goes. So I was just here to relay that news to you. I'll leave you to your decorating. And I give him a little nod and I take off.
Okay. So as you back out of the room, Vani turns to you, Berg, and she says, "What do you think about all that?"
I don't know if there's any other way to get enough men than the way he's saying.
You should
They're
go with
not
them.
going to want to unite. But what?
She says, "You should. The Court of Swords, their army, they're gonna love you. Big tough warrior, blessed by heaven. Definitely, you should go." She squints you. She's like, Are you worried about me? Oh, that's so cute. Oh, you don't want to leave because you think I'm going to get in trouble. And she kind of gives you a little shove, and she's like, she's like, "Don't worry about me. I'm going to be okay. I got Bahath to look after. And Awood is here, and your friends are going to need you. And I'll be waiting here for you when you come back." Anyway, it's your
Thank you.
decision.
And you have, well, whatever this is.
Just like points at the.
Yeah, and she touches it, and she says, "Yeah, I guess I do. Huh. I sort of thought it would go away after, but it didn't. So maybe you're still protecting me. No, you should go meet with your friends. You can probably still catch 10 pillars if you go now."
I suppose I should.
He like goes, starts
go
to
on.
walk, and he like kind of stops by the door, and he like turns. His,
Just try not to die.
And looks around. Yeah.
he just
that's the
stops there
plan.
and is just like lets the like his facial expression just be like, please just don't die. Like
Yeah. Yeah. She comes
his
over
way
and
of saying, be
she puts
careful.
she puts a hand on your arm before you leave, and she says, I know you're worried. You've got lots of reason to be, but I'll be okay. Now go. She gives you a shove out the door.
Yeah, and he goes.
Okay. Yeah. As soon as
Oh,
the
she's
door to
dead.
her room closes, she just dies of an aneurysm, I guess. Like just immediately, you just hear
She's
thump. She just dies. Yeah. Soul leaves her body immediately as soon as you turn your back on her.
I guess the
yeah,
stone
okay.
ejected with her body. She's dead now because of you. You did it, Berg.
It's poisoned her. Yeah. All right. So the group of you, where do you meet up? Like at the exit to the thing? Do we cut to like everybody's going out into the mountains, or
Me and Ramus,
what is
we're going to
the
find
what is the
Woot
moment?
real quick.
Yeah, so you want to talk to Awoot? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So let's cut to that. So you find Awoot in his room, and every time you visit it, it's like more of a mess.
Clusterfuck.
So like,
Yeah.
there's stuff everywhere. There's a big pile of like books and scrolls on his desk, and he's got maps and stuff all laid out. And so when you come up to the door, he doesn't even really notice. He's just in the middle of like calculating something, like an abacus, and yeah, he's just so lost in thought, he doesn't notice you walk up to the door.
Okay. I think if he doesn't realize us there, I'll make a knock on the door.
Okay. Yeah, he looks up, bleary eyed. Maharib. Hello.
You got a couple minutes?
I sure. Come on in.
And I walk in. Kind of
Okay.
take the room in as it's just in disarray.
There were like chairs for you to sit in, but they're piled up with books now. And yeah, it's like it's disarray, but it's not like chaos. It's not like a bomb went
hoarders.
off. It's just
Busy.
he keeps putting stuff down, and then before he can deal with it, he has to use it as a surface for the next thing he has to put down. So it's just there's just a lot. He's trying to do a lot all at once.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just looking around the room. Maybe lock eyes with Ramus and be like, this shit is fucked. Like, make that type of look. And turn around, and seems to keep you busy. Woot, is everything all right?
It's just everything takes so long because I'm not good at any of this. So I'm just a bit behind. I'm picking it up as I go. It'll be fine.
We've got a plan. Woot.
Oh. Does the plan involve suddenly having enough food and water for people when they come back? Because that would be a really great plan to have now. I don't have one, so if that's the plan, thank you for that. Otherwise, I kind of took the wind out of your sails. I'm sorry. What is it you wanted to talk to me about?
We'll help with that in time. We're gonna move the embers, or at least try.
Wait, what? To where? When? I haven't
Soon.
accounted for any of this.
We'll help. You don't need to do anything at this moment. We're just letting you know our plan. When we get back from doing whatever it is we need to go do, we'll have a conversation and sort it out.
Okay. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, I guess, until you come back.
You need to slow down. You're going to wear yourself out soon. If you haven't already, that is.
I feel like I'm the only person that cares about And he kind of like gestures this big pile of like scrolls and stuff. And he's just like, Bahath, bless Imix for delivering us. But Bahath wants to go on a crusade, and your promise of future chaos is the only thing holding them in place. And Vani is working through becoming the Eldritch Mother, and she has her own things to worry about. And now we have to move everyone when they get back. I didn't think I could be more overwhelmed, and yet here we are in uncharted territory. Great. That's fine. I'm just going to focus on what I have to do right now. And if you have a quest to go on, then please go and do that. And I will deal with whatever the ramifications are when you get back.
I think I just like pick up a random piece of paper and just read it as he's kind of saying all that. And like when he finishes, I'll put it down. You need to slow down. Not sure if you heard me the first time. We'll make sure that Bahath is busy. We're going to let him burn to do what he wants to. You won't have to worry about that anymore.
While you are gone, if you could keep an eye out for someone that we could trade with, because I have all of this dwarven gold and no one to give it to in exchange for supplies like medicine and food, and we can't eat gold. So just while you're out, if you could, I maybe there's some dwarves or something. I'm at my wit's end here, Maharib. It's only been a few days and I'm losing it.
Are they refusing to trade with you, or are there just simply no traders?
There just isn't anyone. We've been able to support ourselves and our numbers with hunting and gathering and being careful, but gold doesn't matter unless someone can trade you something for it. I guess now that I think about it, I guess that's what happened to the dwarves that were here before. I don't want to die a dwarf's death, Maharib. I would like to die old with as many wives as my old body can handle and a lot of kids to do this kind of bullshit work for me. And I am currently not able to see a future where I will have the virility left in me I need to make those kids. And I am talking when I should be thinking, and I can't I'm starting to hallucinate. You're right, I do need to rest, but if I do, who is going to run this place?
I think I like put my arm on his shoulder and just say like, slow down.
He is incredibly tense.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah. And if I realize like he tenses up, I put my other arm on his shoulder and just like dead stare him like, you need to stop.
If I stop now, I will die in my sleep, and then he like sighs and he's like, maybe just in like an hour, I could just clear some of the stuff off of my bed. And you look, and his bed is covered in stuff. Like the chest that you gave him with some of the gold in it is just on the bed. It's clear he hasn't slept in it in a long time. He's like, I could just, or the floor. The floor looks comfortable. Maybe I could just lay down there for a minute.
Is his bed just like a mat on the floor? Like,
yeah,
what is
yeah. It'd be, so these rooms have, like shelves we talked about before, where they're like, they're just stone shelves that come out from the wall, and then you would put a mattress or whatever on top of it.
Okay.
So he's got that.
Okay. I think I start taking, I'm not just going to like throw the papers around in the fucking room. I think
just wipe all of his stuff on the floor.
I start like picking the papers up on the bed slowly. And I look towards Ramus, like, I motion my head towards him as I'm doing this.
If you want, I could make him sleep every day. like clockwork, he'll get 8 hours every day and be well rested.
Woot? Does that sound appealing to you?
Is this some kind of medicine or
It will make you want to do it every day.
I don't understand. And he looks
You will
at
be
Maharib.
compelled to make sure you get sleep every day. Since you seem unable to do it yourself.
He looks at you, Maharib, like, is this a good idea? You suggested, so I trust you. So
It might give you structure, at least while we're gone. You could use the sleep.
I could. And he looks at you, Remus, and he says, okay.
All right, I will cast a spell on you. And if you disobey the spell, you will die. You will get a minimum level of sleep every day, or you will die, and no one will serve this place. You need to take care of yourself.
I kind of like this tenet of Harmony, self-care or die. Like, you look stressed. When was the last time you took a bubble bath? I'm sorry, my Lord Ramus. I've just been very busy. Lightning bolt guy blows up.
Yeah,
So,
I think you get a frame or
he-
something when he's like, you'll get sleep every day, and I'm just reading another random paper like, oh, it sounds, or die, and my eyes just get real wide. And I kind of just slowly towards Ramus is like, what? It's a little intense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Right,
start
so
to
you-
cast Geis on
The
him.
spell no one knows how to pronounce.
Yes, Geis. Yeah.
Gesh, I'm not Welsh enough for this spell. Okay.
The command will be he must get at least a few hours of sleep every day.
Okay, and if he doesn't get a few hours of sleep every day, he will take 5d10 psychic damage if he tries to stay up.
Oh God!
Yeah.
What have you done to him?
Wow.
So you cast it on him, and then the next day he's like, I should go to bed, but I really got to answer a couple of emails. His head blows up, blood everywhere, he just falls over dead. Oh man,
This is
it's
parenting by Ramus. Go to bed
That's
or
right.
you're gonna die.
Go to bed or die. Listen, in my tribe, if you don't go to bed on time, you die. Okay, yeah. I mean, he doesn't attempt to resist. He forgoes the wisdom saving throw. He trusts you, and so as a result, becomes charmed by you. And that also means, and this is the other weird thing about the spell. Let me take a look at the charmed condition. So as long as this spell is enacting, he does have to sleep. But he can also not attack you or target you with harmful abilities or effects, and you have advantage on any ability check to interact socially with him. And this will last 30 days. So I like that Ramus doesn't mention that part to Maharib. Like, I'm gonna use this spell and it's gonna make you feel better and you're gonna get sleep and stuff, but secretly, you think I'm great and I'm going to manipulate you further because for a whole 30 days you have advantage on all of those. It's so good. Yeah, so you cast the spell, and is there like a visible effect that Maharib can see when you cast it? Like, do you have like, heavenly runes glowing or anything, or is it just, it's only a verbal spell, so you don't have to move your arms or use any material components?
As I'm speaking the command, there's an echo of the command, but played in reverse as I'm saying it.
Nice.
And my eyes, symbols appear in my eyes, and the same of symbols appears in his eyes as he's hearing the command as it's
Cool.
transferred.
Like it. Excellent. Dungeons and Dragons Satanism classic. Playing the song backwards so you can hear the secret message within. Okay, cool. Awut is geshed to sleep on the regular. Good. Excellent. Very therapeutic use of your magic. So Yeah, you cast the spell, and he looks at you for a second, and he says, I don't feel any different. Should I feel something? I just feel tired. I'm just
Maybe you should get some rest.
Yeah, and he nods. He's like, I'm sure the spell will take place tomorrow. I'm just gonna. Mahari, was there anything else?
We'll be back in a couple
Anything
days.
else that? Okay.
I like lift the
Don't
final
get yourself in any trouble.
box or whatever off of his bed. He lays down. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just puts his head down, and he's like, I don't know, Ramus. I don't feel any different. He's just asleep. He just passes out.
Anything that I read, did it seem interesting or important on any, like, what are these papers? in here?
Yeah. Because okay, so here's the thing that again might or might not occur to Maharib, but I imagine has occurred to JP and others. It's not like running a primordial cult requires a lot of paperwork. Like you didn't see any of this bullshit before, and in fact, the papers are all written in Dwarven, and they seem to indicate make a well. First of all, can you read Dwarven? Read
No.
Dwarven runes?
No.
Okay. So it's predominantly in Dwarven. There are probably bits and pieces of common scattered throughout, but mostly proper names. So yeah, you can't, there's something going on, but you can't make sense of it because you don't understand the language.
Okay. I think I put it down on Ramus. Do you speak Dwarven or read it? All these documents here.
Such a crude language, but yes.
It really is.
Can you make sense of any of this? I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's from down below.
Well, I'll take a look. I start rummaging through and see what I can make any sense of it.
Does Ramus have reading glasses? Like I just had this image of like, I'll see if I can make use of it. He takes the glasses out of his pocket, puts them on his nose like Ben Franklin. Let's take a look at this.
Let's take a look.
I don't know
So you
why,
start
but I
going through
pictured
it.
Ramus having like Elton John glasses, like they're like have like feathers and like
It's got the
rhinestones
spec-
on them. Like,
yeah.
1 second.
That would
Yeah.
agree.
Oh,
Gotta get in
these
the
old
mood.
things, I won them in a poker game.
Yeah. One white lens and one green lens. Got him at a head shop in 1996.
Yep.
So Ramus, if you want to make make an investigation check, you can try to put together kind of what some of this stuff is.
Okay.
Oh,
3.
fuck.
Nope.
There
I will
is-
use my
there's
lucky.
Yeah, I was to say, there's very little
Yeah.
more confusing in the world than Dwarven accounting. So if you want to try another roll.
That was an 11.
All right. I mean, investigation's not your strong suit to begin with. This is an average roll. I'll give you an 11 worth. 11 worth. So it seems to be an indication of what is stored in in some kind of like vault, and it's not like gems and gold. It's like ingots of steel. It's lumber. It's like building material. And it appears to be it appears to be like an inventory. And that's what Aoud has been poring over. You can't tell how old it is because the Dwarven calendar is very confusing. It's more than an 11 in confusion. It has to do with like time between earthquakes and stuff. It's a very confusing calendar. You've never understood it. So it's hard to tell how old this stuff is, but this place has been ignored for a very long time. So, take that for what you will.
I don't know. Inventory looks like a bunch of amounts of things. Doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know.
Is it
I don't even know if this is like still there. It's so old.
inventory of what?
Like wood, steel, building supplies.
Does it say where at?
It doesn't say, but you could guess probably.
I would assume if since the papers are here, it's probably somewhere in this dwarven room. We only explored a small part of it. Could be somewhere down there.
Ramus, this could benefit us. If we're moving the embers to rebuild, we have the supplies right here.
Oh, that is an option.
Maybe we'll task a Woot with this when we get back. See if we can find any of these. If that valley was really burned, it's going to be hard to find things like wood, things like steel.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get a head start on all that.
If this is even there, as I said, I don't even know if this is still there. Or even if it's honestly from this place. It could be from somewhere else, but I would guess it would be from here. If I had to guess.
Well, we'll look into it when we get back. We need to go catch up with 10 Pillars and Berg.
Yes. Let's go kill something.
All right, so the two of you head out, and Berg, 10 Pillars, and Ramus and Maharib, you all meet up again upstairs. And I assume, like, ready to go. Who did you decide is going to stick around, or do you have to have that conversation?
I mean, I
Or
think
is it
that's what
gonna
that
be
conversation is now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you meet back upstairs in one of the hallways, kind of both of you coming back from your respective conversations.
Well, how'd it go? You in, Berg?
I don't remember many times I have not been.
And Vani? Was she agreeable?
Seems like sour at the idea of working with the courts, but knows that we have to look at bigger picture.
Bahath was interested, and we spoke with the Woot. He seems... Well, he'll be getting the rest he needs, thanks to Ramus. But he seems agreeable. So, I suppose it's on us now. Are we all going? Is someone staying behind? Bahath seemed okay by herself. I'm not sure if one of us needs to stay behind, but that's up to y'all.
I will go. I think probably would help Hammer of Heaven and all that if we're using that angle.
Sure. 10 Pillars, you staying? You coming?
Honestly, I don't know if an envoy from the Court of Coins will be as beneficial as you think to convincing these people to join us. I think I'm better off and better suited to staying here and making sure that the embers are safe and that the Bahath stays convinced to the course that we've plotted out.
Very well. We found some papers in a Woot's quarters. They were Dwarven. Can you read Dwarven?
I can.
They
Lovely language. Very to the point.
Or like
Roll
shoots
my
you a
eyes.
look.
Yeah, there's kind of a there's kind of a laugh, but you don't know why. Like you don't know why you get like a crack out of my brain when you say that. There were papers in a Woot's office that mentioned something of supplies here. It would be very valuable for us if we're to rebuild when we get to the valley. Might be worth checking out.
I will see to that while you are away.
Well, is there anything else we need before we go? Berg, Ramus?
Maybe
I'm really excited that
Have
you're gonna go. I'm excited you guys are gonna go on a journey through the mountains to find this captain and convince him to come back and like join your cause. But you're leaving the guy with like a +50 in persuade behind.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
he is right though. Like he's from the Court of Coins, right? Like that's their enemy. So I don't
Yep.
think that.
Oh yeah, it's not a I'm not judging you for it. It totally makes sense. It's just like I know later there's gonna be a persuasion roll that's gonna get rolled and it's gonna turn out bad and we're all gonna be like,
we're just gonna,
God damn.
we're just gonna let Ramus do it and we're gonna spend all our lucky points until we get it. All right, that's the plan.
Well,
Yeah.
That's,
what if I say that
and
point?
we're gonna try to put it in our best interest. We got the Hammer of Heaven here. All right, we got some things we can play.
to that point, Berg was actually gonna interject and say something.
Yeah.
He goes to 10 pillars and addresses everybody really.
Are we sure having 10 pillars here is best? I know they won't like that he's from Court of Coins, but would it not show that we are trying to unify the courts for a bigger cause? There is only one of you. It's not like there's a whole group of people from your court.
You make a good point, Berg. However, does not someone need to stay here to watch over a Hoth and make sure that fire doesn't burn out of control?
I don't mind staying.
Please, Ramus, can you talk to anyone here with your burning message?
10 pillars. If I could get us back here instantly at a moment's notice, would you come with us then to guarantee the trip wouldn't be super long? And the fact I just enjoy your company.
Now yours, Ramus Krill. Good conversation is hard to find on the road. But how would you know if I needed to be back here or we needed to be back here? You have some form of communication with someone here? If so, then
If only I had a way to send a message to somebody and get it back. If only,
Only that
10
were
pillars.
possible.
That's what I was saying, by the way.
I could get daily progress reports from Vani.
Yeah, it's true, actually, because that allows you to at least check in and see how she's doing.
Again, that is what I was thinking.
well,
Berg smart.
yes, indeed. That's why I consulted with you. I consulted with you at the table. Because you don't give yourself enough credit, Master Berg. You know things that you don't know. Now,
What?
Ramus.
Like, I'm more confused now.
the fuck out of him. You're
You're
saying
saying I'm
this, but you
smart.
don't know.
You're saying I'm smart, and now I feel extra dumb. How dare you?
I said that on purpose because I knew what
Yeah.
would do to him. Like fucking,
You
that'll
just
cook his noodle
Bilboed
for a
him.
minute.
You Bilboed him real hard. You're like,
Yeah.
Berg, I like you half as much as you deserve. And
Yeah.
poor guy.
Remus already knows this because he told me he was my go-between for the Court of Coins. My orders, being that I'm still an agent of the court, they were to watch Bahath. So, my reluctance in coming with you is honestly due mostly to that. It's not because I don't want to go. But if, as you say, we can communicate back here with Vonnie or whomever, I think that would be the greater good. So, all of us then?
Works for me.
Yes, I just need to prepare one last thing in my room, and then we can set off.
Very well. I suggest, well, hold on a second. Is like the land, we're not traveling, like we're traveling through the mountains, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You'd stay in the mountain. You're not going to go down into the jungle. Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, are there people living here
In the
that
mountains?
we might come across?
No.
You know, okay.
So
Because I was going to suggest we bring some gold in case we need to buy supplies or we want to hire soldiers or something.
The chances, I guess,
Well, we have
chances
gold
of you
on us,
running,
not
there's no,
much, but
there's nobody like living up here in the sense you're not going to like come across like a village and be like, hey, look, some villagers, let's go and engage them in trade.
train them so they can
The
fight
mountains-
against stormtroopers, right?
The mountains are, these mountains particularly are deadly and dangerous, right? They're high and they're difficult to climb and they're kind of ominous. They're much cooler on the other side. They have like a much slower, but there's cliffs on this side mostly, which makes it good to hide in. But yeah, you probably won't run into anybody. The dwarves that Southern Wind came to recruit, they're all in the process of like probably getting the shit out of here. They probably are going west through the mountains, so you might run into some stragglers, but that would be about it.
I mean, you can bring gold on your person. Just obviously like 10,000 gold would be a lot to carry around, but yeah.
Yes,
So,
yeah. I mean,
it's the difference between bringing pocket change or bringing enough to hire some people.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Or, buy fucking something, food or a horse or whatever. Anyway.
yeah, you're not stopping in
Okay.
Vegas on the way, so whatever you carry with you. Make
Gotcha.
note of that, like what you leave behind and how much you're taking.
I did.
Okay. Yes, Berg could carry 10,000 gold, but lugging around your entire life savings is not always the smart move.
No, I
Um,
actually,
okay.
when you put it into the character sheet, it calculates how much weight it is.
Yeah.
I have 200 pounds of gold.
Yeah. It's a lot. So wait, so do we like split off in the rooms and you come back and it's just ka-ching, 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 ka-ching when you walk in?
No.
It's gonna be a little
if
loud. 10 pillars.
all of our meetings are in my room, and you see my mattress is just like bowed out because it's all under it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, 10 Pillars comes back with a big burlap sack with the character for money on the side of it,
Yep.
Yeah,
like a little beret.
a monocle
Okay.
in
So
case we need to get out of jail free.
I'll go towards the outside if Ramus is going to go back to his room and do whatever he needs to. I start working my way outside the cave.
All right. Yeah. So you gather whatever it is that you need. Is there anything that anybody? So what does everybody need to do before you leave? So 10 Pillars, you're going to go and figure out how much money to bring with you, which is a very 10 Pillars thing to do. Thinking about your wallet, right? How much money do I want to bring on this trip? Berg, what do you want to do? Like when do you want to leave? Are you going to leave? Like it's nighttime, though it's impossible to tell what the fuck time it is because you're in a weird dwarf cave, but it's nighttime now. So it would be worth like sleeping and going in the morning unless you want to travel by night. It's up to you.
I mean, maybe that's one of the things that I do. I go outside to see what time it is.
Yeah. I mean, you literally have to. Like
Yeah.
you're like, I'm kind of cold. I'm kind of tired. I wonder why. And you're like, oh, it's middle of the goddamn
Yeah.
night.
So that's what I'm doing is going to check to see what time it is.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, it would be worth resting, or it's dark anyway. You can make your decisions based on that.
Ramus, have you informed Vonnie, or will you inform Vonnie that you will be in contact with her via whatever?
Berg, can you go tell her I have to finish something in my room? It'll take me a little while. If you wouldn't mind telling her that I will be in contact with her.
Sure.
And I head
All right,
back
so
to
you're
my
gonna
room.
go do that, and then Ramus, what do you want to do? Are you shuffling your spells around, or
I'm in
I
my
think-
room, which I don't think we've seen in a long time. But like, ever since Berg told me that symbol, I've been working on it and perfecting its design. And in my room, there are paints on the walls, like my holy book I've been working on, and there's drafts of it as sitting there. And I've been even collecting symbols from each of the people in the party without them knowing, like a black feather from Berg, which he had two of, but he lost one. And I'm writing stories for these relics and stuff. And the room's just covered in like the symbology of harmony. So it's kind of
The
like my
line
sanctuary.
the line between enlightened visionary and total loony bin crazy cuckoo bananas is so thin. You know, it's just it's this tiny little line between the two.
Who's to say? Who's to say?
Yeah, who's to say what's happening? All right, so you return to your Simbarium, and you have all this like stuff around.
Yeah. And then in the middle of the place, I cast a spell called Word of Recall, which will allow me to teleport up to 5 people to a sanctuary to my religion, which is currently my room, because we don't have a proper temple yet. But this is like the cornerstone of harmony for now, until we expand outward.
Our garage band
dedicated to
area.
or strongly linked to your deity. Okay.
Could you just have this room always exist? So, you know, a year from now when we're fighting the big bad, you just teleport them here and they burn alive in the center of a soon-to-be volcano.
If the temple, you're like, all right, here's the plan. We're going to take this cardboard box. This cardboard box is a sacred temple. Now we're going to throw it into the sun.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
No, they have to be willing. So you'd have to trick them into getting teleported into the sun. Also, the sanctuary has to exist for you to cast the spell. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you anoint the place with the sacred prayers necessary to imbue it with significance. It is now the you've set your Hearthstone, and you're ready to return if you need to. And that's pretty badass. That's like 5 people and you, and it only takes an action to cast. So it's just like middle of a fight, you can just fuck right off. Yeah. It will mean that you're several miles away, but what is the range? It's like anywhere in the same plane, or unoccupied spot, doesn't affect, yada yada. Actually, it looks like you can just cast it from anywhere as long as the place doesn't disallow magical travel. So like you couldn't teleport out of like a prison dimension with it, but generally speaking, yeah, that's cool. I like it. Yes, and to answer chat had a question. If you made a temple that was like on wheels that got pulled around, then you could teleport to that, and it could have moved as long as it exists. It doesn't have to be a stationary.
We're putting a temple on wheels. We need top engineers to figure this out. The moving city. I saw a movie about it once. Peter Jackson directed it. We're gonna do it. We need it.
Yeah, Ramus's Moving Castle. I think I've seen that animation.
That's also a good one. Yeah, that's a great reference. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Excellent. All right. Or a big bus. That also works. The Ramus Krill campaign bus.
Yep.
Krill in it in 2020. Okay. So you prepare the room. Bus. You prepare your room so you can recall yourself and your friends back to it. Perfect. Okay. All right. And then 10 pillars, you're getting your inventory sorted out, getting out your money. Maharib, you go and figure out the time. Can you do a quick survival or nature check, whichever is higher for you, Maharib?
Nature is 1, survival is 4, so I'll do survival.
Okay.
9.
Ooh, a 9. All right. There's some ominous looking clouds on the horizon, but whether that storm's gonna blow in or out, you cannot say.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, not sure. Bad weather. You see bad weather on the way, but you don't know. You don't know if it's gonna. It might just dissipate.
Just for the sheer fact of, I want to see what happens. I want to put my hand.
Had you rolled nature?
No, I'm gonna put my hand on the hilt of the
right,
the axe and see and ask, show me the upcoming battle. I want to see what battle it shows me, so I can tell the weather within said battle.
Right, you're trying to see if the axe can see the future. All right, go ahead and make a religion check.
I have inspiration? Question mark.
Yes, yeah. Beginning of the episode, everybody got it who didn't already have it. So you might as
I
well
will
use
like
it.
to use it. 20.
Yeah, not bad. 20. Okay. So the axe, you were asking something of it that it cannot give you. The axe does not have prognostication power. What its visions are of
Plus, will at least tell me something about it. That was the goal. So
yeah, right. Totally. Yeah. So the axe can't see like any, and maybe this is the thing, it can't see any immediate bloodshed in your future. Like because it can't see the future. You don't have any murderous intent. If you were like, I'm gonna go murder somebody and you were focused on that, it might respond differently.
yeah.
But right now, you're on a mission of peace, and so it's just like fuck off. I don't know.
Okay. And I feel strongly enough to like. Well, go ahead.
Maybe you sense an urge to test yourself against a powerful opponent, right? Like maybe it feeds off of what you've heard about Southern Wind, where you're like, Court of Swords, they're good fighters. He was raised to be a warrior. He leads men. He's a strong fighter. Maybe I should fight him. I bet I could take that fucker. And you like that's what the axe feeds on. So you feel that minor insecurity of like somebody's a better fighter than me, and the axe just like grinds into it, trying to get you to trying to make you mad, basically.
Yeah.
So that's what you.
Does that linger? Or does it go away immediately?
If you take your hand off the axe and you like do some breathing exercises, it'll pass.
Okay.
But the axe literally wants you to kill everybody, but
yep,
except Ramus.
Yep.
Okay. And so that's what you feel.
Great. Yeah. I'll go back inside then, and I would assume go to sleep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So everybody, Awut included, gets a nice long rest. Berg, while everybody like does their thing, they go to bed. You're gonna go and tell Vonnie what's up, or what? Because somebody was gonna talk to her about that.
That was indeed Vonnie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you want to do Berg?
Go.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So this time, when you go back to where what you know is Vonnie's room, the door is closed. It was open before, and there's nothing out in the hall.
Yeah. We'll give a couple thumps.
Okay. Yeah, so you knock on the door, and you hear, "Hang on." Pause, and then you hear a click, and then you hear the sound of the stone grinding gently as the door slides out of the way. Vonnie is dressed for bed. She has a kerchief covering her hair so that she doesn't like lay on it in her sleep. So she keeps it up, and she's got like a robe basically on. And she looks up at you and smiles when she sees you, and she's like, "Awfully late for you to be wandering around the halls. Can't sleep?"
No, here to let you know about the plan. Pretty simple.
Oh, so this is an official visit. You're not just coming to see me because you couldn't stop thinking about me. It was keeping you up at night.
Well, no reason it can't be both.
And she smiles and she says, "Thank you. I'm going to pretend it's both. Let's get through the official stuff first. Then we can talk about the interesting bits." She gives you a like up and down. She gives you the elevator look when she says that. She's like, "We can talk about the interesting bits after."
He like steps like inside, and then
So
I like someone in chat says, does Berg have a pizza?
I brought these noodles for you.
I hope they're not Doug's noodles. And then Doug's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Yeah. So
they're a little stiff.
So yeah, she steps aside to let you into the room and closes the door behind you.
Yeah.
we are going to be going soon, but probably tomorrow. All of us are going to go, but Ramus will check in with you by way of
Yeah, and she nods, and she says, "Huh, unexpected mental messages from Ramus Krill. That's going to be an experience."
Mm, yeah, I'll tell him to, well, not be himself.
She chuckles.
And then
I've been meaning to. I've been meaning to ask you, Berg. I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm curious and I'm tired of not asking. What your friend Ramus? He's not a wizard, and he kind of dresses like a cleric, but not a Vimix, and not heaven. I don't understand, and I've been curious, and now you're all going off on this adventure, so I figured I'd ask. What's his deal exactly?
Good question. Well, used to be of the sun, but
Used to be?
now, long time ago at this point. Now, I don't really know what power he draws on, where it comes from. I don't even think he knows. But he does. It works. And he and I go forward with the hope that this harmony thing will work.
Right. I've heard that mentioned once or twice. It's some kind of philosophy.
Hmm. He has the plans and explains it better, but basically approaching heaven. I know.
You have ambitious friends, Berg. And you're along for the ride? Or do you want to knock over heaven too? And when she says that, she looks at your hammer.
It's weird, I know. Heaven is not what everyone thinks it is. That much I know. I do not need to have faith. I've seen
You're right about that. She's nodding along like, yep, that's true. And so Ramus is offering an alternative?
Trying to show people they can have more control of their own life than they realize. And that heaven, and many in there, up there, wherever, do not care as much as everyone thinks they do. And that much I know is true. Maybe not all bad. Sides will be drawn.
Well, that all sounds very serious. And I'm glad that you came here to tell me about this. But unfortunately, you're trapped here now. Can't leave. Not for at least another, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8 hours. It's just how it is. You walked right into my trap. You really should be smarter about these things, Berg. And unfortunately, now that you're stuck here, and she takes a kind of fake predatory step towards you and starts grinning.
but the door is right there. I could.
And you turn to look at the door, and she just grabs your face, and she turns it back towards her, and she's like, "Stop talking, dummy." And she like gets up on her tiptoes and
Now
kisses
hold
you.
on, Adam. Danger sense would come into play here.
There's no danger.
I know exactly what's
this
happening.
Berg's dumb though. I want to argue this in favor against
No.
Berg so that he would hit
There's
Bonnie
no
as a
there's
result
no
of
danger.
danger. Okay, all right, never mind. I tried.
There's no danger. She's pretending. And that's how you know. That's how you know. You finally feel like you can be around somebody without your danger sense going off.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Big day for Berg.
Cool.
Berg's big day.
Yeah.
That's the name of the episode.
Berg's big day. And so we fade out on that scene, and the group of you the next morning wake up and you go and meet outside the fortress. Maharib, the dark clouds from before are looming overhead. They have not yet begun to pour forth their contents, but it's you can feel it. You all can. The sky is ready to let go. But for now, it's just kind of chilly in the air. There's a bit of a wind.
Do I even need to make a roll, or do I just know that it's going to happen?
I mean, you could take another look at it and try to guess like when the storm is going to start, maybe how long you have, stuff like that.
I'll try. 21.
Okay.
That's a little
Hey,
bit
not
better.
bad. Yeah. You probably got the rest of today, but when it starts to get dark, you're going to want to find
Shelter.
a rocky outcropping or a cave or something to get everybody into. It'll be a rough night if you're caught out in the open.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, I think if everyone else is all right, we can set off then.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And
So let's
Is that
let's
a
talk
good
about
time to
this.
stop it, or should? Because like.
Yeah, well, so that's the thing is I think we could stop here, and then because there's going to be a searching montage, and there is a chance that there's a couple of things that you might discover depending on how we roll. I've got a little table. So yeah, I think it's probably worth putting, like, everybody gathers up their stuff and they're like, let's go, and start heading out, and we fade out on that. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Maybe the last shot, you all head out.
Oh.
And then we fade, and we fade. Oh, you have something else you
like,
need to do before you
just
go?
one slight piece of business.
Yeah, what is it?
Before everybody gathers for the morning or goes to sleep for the night.
Okay.
Or maybe early in the morning, so I don't interrupt whatever Ramus is doing. So I'll go to Ramus. I'll wake up early and go to Ramus's room.
Okay.
And I'll tap on it real quick.
Come in.
I open the door.
Yeah, you
Welcome.
see you see the Holy Temple of Harmony.
Everybody seems to be redecorating, I see. Well, Ramus, I wanted to ask you a question before we set out. Set up this
Unfortunately,
messaging
before Zeke, before you get a chance to talk, the door slides shut, and Ramus looks at you and he says, "You've fallen into my trap." 10
Danger sense goes off, Adam.
Yeah, that's right. Danger sense.
I've got blind sense.
He's got blind sense.
I couldn't help it. Please.
Blinded
continue.
by love, Adam.
And the robe of eyes are all on you, buddy.
Oh my God. These are just like, stay tuned for our upcoming Valentine's Day cards brought to you by Zeke and Berg.
Are you happy to
and
see
Vonnie.
me, or is that a robe of eyes? I like it. Feeling it. Feeling it.
I just wanted to bring up something to you, Ramus. The messaging system you have set up for Vonnie and you. I had a thought last night. I'm not sure if it matters or if it will actually happen, but do you think Bahath can listen in on that since they're connected?
I don't know. I don't know what connection they have. Never seen such magic.
Maybe a Woot would be a better choice.
Well, I think we will be okay because Bahath seems kind of bored by simple stuff. I don't if as long as we keep the messages boring and mundane, I don't think we'll care
Right.
much.
It's a good point because Bahath is, as has been pointed out in this episode, kind of stupid right now. And also one dimensional, right? And so if the message is, if you send a message and you're like, we found a bunch of dry sticks in a pile, Bahath will be like, what? Where? I'm on it. But if you keep it, outside of Bahath's paradigm, you'll get a good handle on slipping under the radar. It's less, and I can say this. This is something that Ramus would know. These kinds of religions, the primordial religions, and like the channeling of the aspects of the primordials and stuff. The Bahath themselves, being an embodied creature, probably won't get to just eavesdrop. But if you commune with Vani while she's in the middle of like talking to Imix, then Imix would know, and then Imix would be able to, because anything she knows, the Fire Lord eventually knows because they commune, right? Which then could be passed to Bahath. There's lots of delay there.
Be that as it may, if it's possible, do you think it would be wise, because she will be sending messages as well, and her messages will be related to Bahath, because that's just what we were asking of her. Keep an eye on things.
Yeah. The problem with Awut is Maharib and I were in there, and he's a mess right now. I had to cast a spell on him just to get him to sleep. I don't know how much more reliable he would be, but I understand the risk you're saying. It's just, do we risk giving stuff to Imix or have an unreliable source of information? I just don't know what do you suggest?
Well, you know better how this works than I do. I just wanted to bring it up. Crossed my mind.
Templars,
If you,
I have to tell you something. I lied about the message.
Oh shit!
what message?
From the Court of Coins, I didn't want to see you hurt. I'm sorry. I care about your feelings, and I lied about the orders that they gave you. The real message.
You must be very good at it, Ramus Krill. Not many people can sneak that by me.
I know. When you hear the message, you'll either run, and I don't want to lose you, or you'll be heartbroken because it's what you care about most. The real message said, "You have failed. Come home." Or come back.
I'm going to ask you, Ramus Krill. I want you to look at me. Is that truthfully what the message said?
This time, there are no lies. I swear on my life and Berg's, the two things I care about most.
Well, won't be the first time I failed a mission. They've sent me out to do various things. Sometimes I accomplish the impossible, and sometimes the easiest task proved to be the most difficult. So, I'm not surprised. I did fail. The negotiations did not happen, but I did what I could. And getting back to the Court of Coins is a very, very long, perilous journey. Who knows how long it might take one to get back?
It could take years in this climate, for all we know.
I could be taken prisoner, Ramus Krill. It would be horrible. Terrible fate.
Yeah, that would really, really suck if, like, you were on your way back and you were just held against your will for a long time. And these things just happen. I understand.
Well, I guess I'll make my way to the Court of Swords a long way around. I'm going to go finish getting ready to go. I'll meet you at the entrance of the cave, the fortress. Can I pop out?
Okay. Cool. All right. So then we carry through to the morning where we see everybody gather up. Now, because of this little flashback, there is maybe a moment between 10 Pillars and Ramus, right? Like a look between the two of you that we have context for, and then you leave, and we fade out and fade back in on a room full of books and scrolls and shit piled up all over the place. And we see Awud wake up all of a sudden and look around and blink. He's like, wow, I feel great. And then we cut episode.
That's good. It's good stuff.
Honestly, if somebody wants to magically make me take better care of myself, please, somebody gesh me so that I eat better and I exercise and I go to bed on time.
It's one of the tenets of harmony, you know. You gotta take care of yourself.
Seriously.
It's great.
God,
Great
like,
tenet.
because I already feel like I'm taking psychic damage every moment of every single day. So I'll risk it. I'll risk the 5d10. Just give it to me.
All right, let's do some shout outs. We'll get out of here and do that post show. Zeke, you want to start us off?
Yes, I do. What's up, everybody? My name is Ezekiel III. You can find me at /Ezekiel_I on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Follow, like, subscribe. If you don't, you're not a friend to me. Thank you guys for tuning in every week.
$5, Zeke. $5.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
What, are you working for free? Come on.
Oh man, it's some days it seems like it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching every week. This is the highlight for me. I love it. I love D&D. If I'd find a game if I didn't have one. I'm just saying, like, I love this. Thank you to Dan, Max, JP, and Adam for being a part of this journey with me. And tomorrow is Drop Frames. You don't want to miss it. It's gonna be a good one. We're gonna play some EDF and have some drinks with Rami. It's gonna be great. And then after that, if I don't get too slam-basted, we'll be trying to finish up Indiana Jones and the fucking shitty controls. Yeah, so that's what's going on with me. CD Ramathon rolls on Wednesday, and then Thursday, hopefully, we'll pick a new game. So that's all I got.
Is that the name of the game? Indiana Jones and the Shitty Controls?
Yep.
I was about to say that's my favorite Indiana Jones. It's better than Temple of Doom, better than Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's the best movie, for sure. Max, do some shout outs for us.
That's me. That's my name. Hi, guys. Thanks for watching the show. Hope you liked it. Yeah, I'm going to go not stream and probably just relax because I have had very little sleep, but hopefully you guys still, like I said, enjoyed the show, of course. Thanks to JP, Adam, Dan, and Zeke for being here. And yeah, I'm just glad we're moving forward. I'm glad we have a plan. I know it's been a lot of, I think sometimes too, maybe people share frustration like, get to the thing. But, you know, I think that overall everybody understands it. It's like, we're getting to the end game kind of stuff, so we have to be like careful and whatnot with what we do. But yeah, you know what? Bert got some. That's nice again too. That's nice. So yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow. So if you guys want to check that out, cool. I don't know what. Just pay attention to all this stuff on this side. I got it right. That's it. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it.
Good stuff. Dan, some shout outs.
Hi guys, I am DansGaming, variety streamer. I'm currently back after a little break, and I'll be hitting up my live streams again tomorrow. We'll be checking out the new Frostpunk DLC to see if it's any good. I enjoyed that game when it came out, and I'm not sure what after, but I'll be live tomorrow a little bit early, normal 8 a.m. Eastern time, because I'm in a new time zone now. And again, thanks for having me on the show. It was absolutely a blast, and I love doing this every week.
You gonna play that new Pokemon's game, Dan?
Oh yeah, Temtem. I'm gonna check that out too. I like Pokemon.
It looks neat. It seems neat. I'm also kind of okay with like a rinse of not having the Pokemon brand, so I'm okay with like, yeah, whatever the fuck this creature is.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do something different for once.
Yeah. Well, you guys play it. Report back next week.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, for sure. Adam, do some shout outs for us.
Yeah, that's me. Cool. Thanks for coming, everybody. It has been my pleasure to be the Dungeon Master for today's episode of Court of Swords. You can find me doing other RPG stuff everywhere because it's become my entire life now, which is a pretty cool way to be. You can find me on Twitter at Skinnyghost. I tweeted something special. I made, while we were playing, I made what might be the first map of the world. It's tiny and it's bad, but it's way better than my usual maps. I tweeted that, so go find that on Twitter. You can find me streaming twitch.tv/Adam Koble. And like JP mentioned at the beginning of the show, I've just started a brand new Zweihander campaign over on my Twitch channel. So if you're interested in that role-playing game or you want to see some grimdark fantasy, come on over, check it out. That's it. Let's do some experience points. Let's hand out some of those. I have a feeling everybody is going to rewrite their goals now because we have a plan. And so there is something to aim for. So let's see if anybody got any experience for today. I think there were bits and pieces here. So Ramus, what do you think? You have find a means to enhance your ability to speak to others. We didn't really get a chance to do that. Recruit somebody to proselytize for you, and convince Maharib harmony is the future. So not really any of those. Do you want to rewrite them to be like about Southern Wind and recruiting him and his goons?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some a couple different goals. Come back to me in a minute. I'll have them ready.
Yeah. Sounds good. Okay. Let's do Maharib. So you worked on understanding the power behind the axe. You worked with Bahath to understand the past. And in a roundabout way, like you're still on plan for convincing the Embers to move, right? Like you talked about it. You talked to a bunch of different people.
Goal.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get my calculator out here. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. So 50 times 3, 2,250 for Maharib.
Yeah.
2250. Okay. All right. And then 10 pillars. Let's see. Keep the embers safe from grave dirt. You definitely worked on that, right? Because this whole thing is about that, like bolstering the army to help protect them.
Yep.
I think just that one from what I'm looking at.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so
and I too am going to come up with new goals, 2 new goals.
Yeah, well now this is the thing is it's so hard to write goals when you're like, I don't know, we're trying to figure out our goals. So so 700 XP. We're working on that one. And then Berg. Safeguard Vani from the dangers of her new position. Find a way to prevent future possession and explore deeper meaning. So yeah, I think worked on the Vani one, right? Trying to keep her safe. So 750 for Berg. So let's loop back around to Ramus. Dan, do you know what you want your goals to be for the next episode?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave convince Maharib the harmony is the future, but change the other 2.
Okay.
The first one will be locate the general or whatever his name is that we're looking for.
Yeah. Okay. So locate Southern Wind.
Yep. And then 2 will be find trails or evidence of other cultists of other religions besides Imix, like air, earth. Like See if there's any hubs that are in the environment around us.
Yeah. Okay, find some other worshippers of the primordials. I love that Ramus is like, these primitive shaman types, they're gonna be the easiest ones for me to convince, and then we'll move on. We'll get some practice with them. You're like, listen, your religion has been pointless for thousands of years. How about this new one I just invented? You want to try that? It's an interesting point of view. I like it. Okay, cool. Yeah, got it. Let's see. Max, do you want to change yours? You want to change them?
I already changed it.
Keep them?
I'm just gonna piggyback off of
Okay.
Ramus's one to locate Southern Wind, because that makes the most sense for us to have as one.
Okay.
Keep Bonnie safe is probably one I'll keep. I'm probably going to switch out the second one, but I don't know exactly what. I'll have it by the time we. Just because find a way to resist future possession probably isn't going to happen too much since we're out doing stuff.
Yeah, totally. Okay. All right. So we'll keep it as locate Southern Wind, keep Bonnie safe, and then you let me know when you come up with another one, whether it's now or at the beginning of the next episode, whatever. I can work with too. That's fine. Maharib, what do you want to do with yours?
I'm gonna keep understand the powers behind the axe. I'm gonna put the other two on hold for the moment and guide the group through the mountains and locate the Court of Swords general. General, what are we going with? General, captain?
He's a captain, technically. Yeah. Southern Wind.
I'll just put Southern.
Okay. Yeah. Because you probably wouldn't. I mean, you can decide how you want to address him, whether it's his captain or.
I mean, it's
or
probably
whatever,
captain. I'm mercenary, works in armies and stuff, so probably captain.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, and then guide the group through the mountains. Great. Good. Okay. 10 pillars. What do you want your goals to be?
I'm actually redoing all three of them.
Nice.
I'm going to find the Court of Swords cadre first.
Yep.
Like everyone else is doing.
Yep.
Convince the Court of Swords.
Same thing everybody else has. Yeah.
Yep. Convince the Court of Swords cadre to join our cause.
Okay.
And then return to the Empress Fortress.
Okay. Return to the fortress. Okay. Here we go. That's a bunch of shit we could do next episode. I'm into it. Good work.
Cool.
Nice goal writing, everybody.
Max, I've got a goal for you. Ready?
Jesus Christ.
No.
You're good?
Don't say it.
You don't need an extra goal? It's really easy XP.
Is it Plague Out of War?
It's Plague Out of War, Max. You should play it between.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh god. All right, that's it. We had to get in there one more time. We should be live next week. We'll let you guys know if we aren't. Make sure to check out twitter.com/roleplay for all of the latest and greatest updates on all things roleplay. We're gonna go record that post show over at patreon.com/roleplay. That'll get posted probably within the hour. And we are also currently redoing all the MP3s. We should have all the ongoing shows right now. Court of Swords, Echoes of Eternity, and Far Verona up as their own iTunes and Spotify links. Maybe this week. We're basically uploading like 15 or 16 gigs worth of MP3s. So it's a process, but we're getting there. We're almost done with it, and we'll let you guys know when we are. And you can follow us on Twitter to get that message. So follow us on Twitter. We're out. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.